Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Kwaibu Church Secondary Commercial School, a community secondary school in Mia community, is one of the long-standing schools in Pateni local government area, founded in 1972. The institution has churned out successful Nigerians across the South-South region and beyond. Reports say that the institution was one of the best rated in the past, but for decades now, the glory of the school has been buried in the deplorable condition where it is today.
Things are not very fine in this school. I'm struggling left and right tooth and nail to make sure I correct one thing or the other. We are bothering how to repair the principal quarters under renovation at hand. We've been abandoned. Everything here, nothing. Mostly, especially this structure, have you seen that upstairs there, was built by the community via Kwaibu Church in 1973. A sovereign in this school, only 7 teachers in question. Other subjects are sovereign. The core subjects are sovereign, no teachers here. My humble appeal is now that government should be able to look into all this public school, most of this Mia own.
The indigents say that the state government was aware of the plight of the school and had promised to reposition the citadel of learning.
Government personalities over time is me, visit, take photographs, the government of Udomi Manuel is excellency. I can take on.
Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
From the dot-com era to the oil boom, information drives business. Business 360 brings you all the information you need in the business world. We talk about everything business locally, internationally. We talk about the markets, stock exchange, forex, cryptocurrencies, and everything between. This is Business 360, reaching you from the beautiful hills of Ibiakoran. I am Edidion Martin. We begin our business news today with reports about cryptocurrency criticism from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, the founder of Berkshire Hathaway, criticized cryptocurrency during his company's annual shareholders meeting at the weekend. Buffett, who is worth $116.8 billion, said he won't buy all the cryptocurrencies in circulation for $25, stating that the crypto assets doesn't produce anything beyond magic. Rather, he would write a check of $25 billion and own 1% of farmland in United States. This comment has not gone down well with some notable Bitcoin investors, such as Michael Saylor, who has invested about $3.57 billion in Bitcoin, saying people can choose money that empowers or impoverishes them. He stated that Buffett's comment was marketing Bitcoin. Also, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, mocked Buffett for saying Bitcoin so many times. The founder of Binance Exchange, Changpeng Zhao, stated that Bitcoin and Buffett don't have much in common and they don't need each other. Warren has enough paper money and is happy. Bitcoin has enough supporters and it's growing, he tweeted. Let's look at Georgia's inflation rates. The inflation rate in Georgia has accelerated to 12.8%. First, inflation is the rate at which the value of a currency is falling, and subsequently the general level of prices for goods and services is rising. The annual inflation rate in Georgia accelerated to 12.8% in April of 2022 from 11.8% in the previous month, which was the lowest inflation rate since last June. Mainly boosted by faster rises of prices of housing and utilities at 9.4% against 8.4% Food and non-alcoholic beverages was at 21.3% against 17.8%. Transport at 22.4% against 21.6%. At the same time, prices increased more for both miscellaneous goods and services at 6.3% against 5.9%, and recreation at 3.4% against 3.1%. Meanwhile, prices continued to rise for healthcare at 2.8% versus 4.2%. Furnishings at 10.1% against 12.7%. Restaurants and hotels at 12.5% against 13.1%. On the other hand, clothing and footwear inflation was steady at 0.5%. On a monthly basis, consumer prices rose 1.8%, easing from 2.5% again in the previous month. Germany's unemployment rate has hit a new low of 2.9%. The harmonized unemployment rate in Germany edged down to a fresh record low of 2.9% in March 2022, from a downwardly revised 3.0% a month earlier, with the number of unemployed falling by 2.0% to 1.28%. Meanwhile, the number of persons in unemployment was up 0.2% or 42.2 million. Unemployment now has exceeded the pre-crisis level of February 2020. In the first quarter, the number of persons in unemployment was up by 217,000 or 0.5% from the previous quarter. Now let's look at businesses in Africa. Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta has issued a directive to increase workers' minimum wage by 12% effective immediately. The minimum wage was last revised upwards in May 2018 at the rate of 5%. Kenya's current minimum wage is 13,500 Kenyan shillings, which is equivalent to $116.68. Implementing the 12% increase will raise the annual minimum wage to 15,201 Kenyan shillings. The declaration was made by the president at Nyayo National Stadium during the celebrations of Labor Day. Kenya and other countries in sub-Saharan Africa are struggling with a surge in prices of essential commodities aggravated by the supply concerns amid the Russia-Ukraine war. This has led to an inflation rise in East Africa country to 6.47% year-on-year last month from 5.56% in March, according to the latest data from the Statistics Office.
Recognizing, because of all these challenges, that we have not had a review of the minimum wage over the last 3 years. Further, acknowledging the increased cost of living, with inflation currently hovering between 5% and 6% annually. In that regard, and in full appreciation of the critical contribution that our Kenyan workers have made to our economy during that very difficult time, as a caring government, we find there is a compelling case to review the minimum wages so as to cushion our workers against further erosion of their purchasing power, while also guaranteeing the competitiveness of our economy. And in that context, I today declare an increase of the minimum wage by 12 percentage points
That's a lot of celebration there. Let's have a look at 20 African countries where workers earn the highest minimum wage per month, according to Statistica, the Hamburg-headquartered global leader in markets and consumer data. According to Investopedia, a minimum wage is the lowest statutory required wage that a worker can earn. In other words, it is legal for employers to pay employees everything short of a minimum wage as stipulated by the federal law of a given country. In Africa, millions of people earn what can best be described as poverty pay. Indeed, African countries have some of the lowest minimum wage rates in the world, as some of the world's poorest countries are located in Africa. Although minimum wages are typically calculated on an hourly rate elsewhere, across many African countries, they are calculated and paid monthly. Celsius has the highest minimum wage in Africa at $432 per month. Libya has the second highest minimum wage in Africa at $322 per month. Morocco comes third with a minimum wage of $281 per month. Next, we have Gabon with a minimum wage of $256 per month. South Africa offers a minimum wage of $242. Mauritius come in at number 6 with a monthly minimum wage of $240. Equatorial Guinea pays workers a minimum wage of $200 per month. Congolese workers earn a minimum wage of $154. Algeria offers a monthly minimum wage of $151. Kenya offers a monthly minimum wage of $140. Cape Verde offers $132. Comoros Island pays a monthly minimum wage of $125. Lesotho pays $112. Mozambique, also $112. The Democratic Republic of Congo pays $125. Tunisia pays a monthly minimum wage of $110. Chad pays $102. Ivory Coast's monthly minimum wage is $102 as well. Senegal pays $94. And lastly, we have Liberia, which pays a monthly minimum wage of $91. And again, Nigeria is not on the list. The IMF West Africa Economic Outlook for 2022 and 2023. Let's look at that. The IMF has revised its most recent economic outlook forecast in April 2022, with upwards growth for Nigeria now forecast at 3.4% for 2022 and 3.1% for 2023. So members of the West African Economic Monetary Union, the UEMOA, are projected to have steady growth within the same period. Côte d'Ivoire is predicted to have to grow at 6.5% in 2022 and 6% in 2023, and above 6% a year until 2027. Senegalese growth level is forecasted at 5% this year, 9.2% in 2023, and 10% in 2024, according to the IMF. When we return from this quick break, we will have a view at the business outlook in Nigeria, Nigerian business outlook, the commodity market, and foreign exchange. Please stay with us. Thanks for being there. Nigerians consume 246 billion naira worth of alcohol and soft drinks in 3 months. Nigerians spend over $245.51 billion to consume alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages within the first quarter of 2022, parting with 31.17% more than the paid for the drinks in the first quarter of 2021. According to the first quarter of 2022 financial analysis of the 3 largest drink producers, the Nigerian Breweries, International Breweries, and Guinness Nigeria, consumers of this product increased their speed limit by 58.36 billion naira when both quarters were compared. In the first quarter of 2021, the brewers had generated 187.24 billion naira from sales of their products after spending 127.24 billion naira on the bottles. During the quarter this year, the cost of producing them was 142.53 billion naira. Also, IMF has predicted tougher months ahead for Nigeria and says inflation rate will hit 16.1%. The International Monetary Fund, the IMF, has projected that Nigeria's consumer price index will hit 16.1% in 2022. According to the IMF's Regional Economic Outlook for Sub-Saharan Africa, as published on its website, growing food costs with heightened food security is adding further pressure on citizens of Nigeria and other sub-Saharan African countries due to food imports dependency on Ukraine and Russia. IMF also stated that social and political turmoil most notably in West Africa, has also weighed on the outlook. Also, NCC stalls MTN 5G rollout as Nigeria falls behind South Africa in development. MTN Nigeria's plan to roll out its 5th generation technology standard for broadband cellular networks, the 5G, is being stalled by the Nigerian Communications Commission. According to the telecom company on its financial statements for the first quarter of 2022, it has fully paid for the one lot of 100 megahertz in the 3.5 gigahertz spectrum band, with 3,500 to 3,600 megahertz frequencies allocated to MTN for 10 years. MTN and Movad Communications secured the 5G license, with Airtel Nigeria pulling out from the bidding process, which took place in December 2021. Despite the payment placed at $273.6 million, MTN Nigeria has received regulatory approval from the NCC. I beg your pardon, they have not received regulatory approval from the NCC. In South Africa, telecommunications companies have already begun circulating a 5G network, with rivals Vodacom and MTN rolling out in May and June 2020, respectively. This means that Nigeria is 2 years behind South Africa in the global 5G market, which is projected to be worth $39.57 billion by 2028, according to a study by Grand View Research. On this note, we draw the curtain on this edition of Business 360 today. Join us again tomorrow for more on Business 360. I remain Edidion Martin. Thanks for watching.